All right, let's put it all together. When you describe a sampling distribution, you want to describe it as to the center and variability. Okay, so think of the true value of the population parameter as the bullseye on a target, and of the sample statistic as an arrow fired at the target. Suppose you take many shots at the target. Now, when we talk about bias, bias means our aim is off and we consistently miss the bullseye in the same direction. Okay? Meaning our sample values do not center on the population value. That's bias. Now, when we talk about high variability means that repeated shots are widely scattered on the target. So repeated samples do not give very similar result. It's spread out. The dots are spread out. So let's take a look at this visual here. So in this particular case, okay, the dots are centered around the bullseye, which is the parameter of the population. So we say it's low bias. And it is low variance because the dots are packed. Okay, they're close to each other. So that's low variance. And this is the ideal. Now here, you have high bias because the dots are not centered around the target. So that's high bias, but you have low variance because the dots are not as spread out. They're close to each other. Okay, they're packed. Now in this case, we have low bias because the dots are centered around the target. Okay, the population parameter. But this is high variance because the dots are spread out. Okay, they're more spread out. And in this case, this last one, again, this is high bias because the dots are not centered around the target, and it is high variance because the dots are spread out. And again, low bias and low variance is the ideal estimate for us to estimate the population population parameter.